Remember what you are. Whose life is this? Whose hands are these? Whose voice is this? What am I? Wonderful, and this life is just a dream. A dream made of love. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember who you before these questions, before the answer. Remember, you were before. before everything. This life is just a dream. It could be over in the blink of an eye. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember who you are. Ganapataye namaha. Ganapataye namaha. Ganapataye.
Shower of grace, river of love, ocean of peace and truth. This joyous world, a divine play. All this we are. Oh, come to a place of being prior to knowing. Still connected? Oh, okay. Check. The audio now? Yes, but not from the mic. You use the internal mic. Namaste once again. Very warm welcome to Satsang this evening. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. There's actually only one question you need. Only one question you need. Who am I? That's all. Just come to some clarity about that. Come to a clarity of seeing about this one. And all other questions get answered. Can it be this simple? Everything else that we speak about in Satsang is in service to this inquiry. At some level, we can say that it's all been one big misunderstanding. But even that it has not been. It's all been one big play. This sticky idea that I could be something which is contained inside this body. That I could be something which is a combination of this body and this mind. There is no such combination. There is no such thing as the body-mind complex. It's just a conceptual idea. The body is a set of energies appearing in this form, and our mind, thoughts are a set of energies which are also appearing and disappearing. There is no entity which is the owner of either of these. So get used to the point that your name points to nothing. Your name points to nothing. And your true name, which is the self, points to no thing, from which all things come and go. Just the other day I was saying that Ananta is dead. But more accurate would be to say that it never existed, this one. Ananta or Tapan, whatever this name was identified with here, really had no tangible existence. That- Something clicked somewhere. Like, it's like the player of the video game. Huh? Suppose you're playing Super Mario Brothers or something. And you're the player of this game. You're the witness of this game. And yet you have the power to identify and you play it as if you are Mario. Now, for a long time, we have played as if we are whatever your name is. But now it is time to recognize the truth of what we are. You're not just a bundle of bits and bytes, not just a bundle of atoms and molecules, flesh and blood. You're much beyond that. So much beyond that that you cannot fathom it. Mentally. Even the largest space that you can imagine, the most infinite time that you is nothing for the reality of who you are. And this question is all that is needed. Who am I? And the tip I want to give you is that don't settle for any answer. No matter how true the answer might sound, don't settle for it. You see, the answer is not the answer. When you realize what these words mean, then know that you're coming close to true insight, to true self-recognition. So reject all answers, because answers are only conceptual. The other day in my house, we read a story. We read this story which was very nice and describes this entire game actually and the game of Satsang. So I feel to read this story to you. It is a story from the Yoga Vashisht, from a book called Vashisht Yoga by Swami Venkatesananda. It is the story of the great forest. So sage Vashisht is speaking, and I'll start from the middle. He says, in this connection, there is the following legend, which I heard from the creator Brahma himself. Listen to it attentively. And we'll go very slowly so you can assimilate the words and really see what they are pointing to. There was a great forest, so large that millions of square miles were like the space within an atom in it. So large that millions of square miles were like the space within an atom in it. In it, there was just one person who had 1,000 arms and limbs. Just one person who had 1,000 arms and limbs. He was forever restless. And all of us have this person. This that is forever restless. He had a mace in his hand with which he beat himself, and afraid of the beating, he ran away in panic. He had a mace in his hand with which he beat himself, and afraid of the beating, he ran away in panic, showing us that all suffering is person-inflicted. He fell into a blind well. He came out of it, beat himself again, and again ran away in panic, this time into a forest. He came out of it, again beat himself, and ran away again in panic, this time into a banana grove. Though there was no other being to fear, he wept and cried aloud in fear. There was no other being to fear, yet he wept and cried aloud in fear. He kept running as before, beating himself as before. I witnessed all this intuitively, and with the power of my will, I restrained him for a moment. I asked him, "Who are you?" But he was sorely distressed and called me his enemy and wept aloud and then laughed aloud. I asked him, "Who are you?" But he was sorely distressed and called me his enemy and wept aloud and then laughed aloud. Then he began to abandon his body limb by limb. Immediately after this, I saw another person running like the first one, beating himself, weeping, and wailing. When I similarly restrained him, he began to abuse me and ran away, intent on his own way of life. Like this, I came across several persons. Some listened to my words and, abandoning their previous way of life, became enlightened. Some others ignored me or even held me in contempt. Some others even refused to come out of the blind well or the dense forest. Such is the great forest, O Ram. No one finds a sure resting place in it, whatever be the mode of life they may adopt. Even today, you see such people in the world, and you yourself have seen such a life of ignorance and delusion. Because you are young and ignorant, you do not understand it. This great forest is not far away, nor is that strange man in a strange land. This world itself is the forest. It is a great void, but this void is seen only in the light of inquiry. The light of inquiry is the eye in the parable. This wisdom is accepted by some and rejected by others who continue to suffer. Those who accept it are enlightened. The person with thousands of arms is the mind with countless manifestations. This mind punishes itself by its own latent tendencies and restlessly wanders in this world. The blind well in the story is hell, and the banana grove is heaven. The dense forest of thorny bush is the life of the worldly man. हाँ, थोड़ा देर में आएगा. दीदी
रिया को बुला रहे हैं.
बोलो नहीं आया.
दीदी अभी थोड़ी देर में आएंगे.
The dense forest of thorny bush is the life of a worldly man with the numerous thorns of wife, children, wealth, etc., hurting him all the time. The mind now wanders into hell, now into heaven, and now into the world of human beings. Even when the light of wisdom shines on the life of the deluded mind, it foolishly rejects it, considering that the wisdom is its enemy. Then it weeps and wails in distress. Sometimes it experiences an imperfect awakening, and it renounces the pleasures of the world without proper understanding. Such renunciation itself proves to be a great source of sorrow. Sometimes it experiences an imperfect awakening, and it renounces the pleasures of the world without proper understanding. Such renunciation itself proves to be a great source of sorrow. But when such renunciation arises out of the fullness of understanding, of wisdom born of inquiry into the nature of the mind, the renunciation leads to supreme bliss. Such a mind may even look at its own past notions of pleasure with puzzlement, just as the limbs of the person, as they were cut away, fell down and disappeared. The latent tendencies of the person who wisely renounces the world also vanish from the world. Behold the play of ignorance, which makes one's heart, which makes one hurt oneself out of one's own volition, and which makes one run hither and thither in meaningless panic. Though the light of self-knowledge shines in every heart, yet one wanders in this world, driven by one's own latent desires. We'll stop there. So how long will we be this thousand-handed, thousand-limbed creature, or pretend to be this one? The sage asked the question, who are you? What are you running from? Our own ideas, our own delusions are all that can seemingly hurt us. If you don't go with your thoughts and your feelings, and you check right now, just in pure inquiry, who am I? Without settling for an answer, whatever you are witnessing, find out who is the witness, and whether that witness can be witnessed. Who is aware of the perceiver? Who is aware of your presence? Is it not you? What does this I look like? Don't visualize. Look. Don't think. Look. Don't feel. Just look. Whatever might be happening, whatever is being experienced, you are aware of it. And this awareness is unheard, unconcerned actually. And every time you buy a thought from this mind, you're picking up the mace to hurt yourself, to play the game of suffering. If you were dead, what suffering could you have? And you are beyond dead. The identity never actually lived. What concerns do you have now that you are dead?
That I don't have life.
Who has this concern? Who has this concern? The one that is the presumed owner of this life, who says, this is my life, this is the way I want to live my life, this is how I am. It's just a big presumption. I am telling you that you are the witness of this game. And you say that I am Mario. Many times we use this term, I am the unborn. If this is your experience, then whose life is this? And if we cannot even find whose life this is, then what to say about our problems and our concerns and our relationships? So in this game, the wonder will be whether you check this for yourself, whether you see this for yourself, or whether you run from this. Whether you run from this quietly, or you run from this kicking and screaming. The sage says, some heard me. They looked at this question, who are you? And all the limbs, all the conditioning, these latent tendencies, they were allowed to drop off. There was another who felt like the sage was attacking him. So all these possibilities exist in the play. And the sages have said, as long as we have this presumption of choice, let's make the choice to inquire. Till one day automatically it will be seen that even this seeming choice was part of the play of the one consciousness itself. But till then, till there is a semblance of doership, check on who you are. No other action, no other ritual, no other practice is needed. Ask yourself, who am I? And don't proclaim any answer. Let your master make that proclamation for you. Remain empty of all ideas. Is that which we claim ourselves to be, can it remain without thoughts? Can it survive? Whatever separation you might believe has happened, it needs the nourishment of your next thought to sustain this wrong belief. So use the inquiry, who am I, to come to the truth of the recognition of who you are, and simply allow all these concepts, thoughts, and ideas to come and go so that you don't pick up any fresh conditioning. Allow these arms to fall off. Many times, what we are doing is that the old arms are falling off and we are building new ones, the spiritual arms. Allow all of them to fall off. Remain empty. These words are coming. I don't know if they're statistically accurate or not, but they're coming, so I'll say them. No master has ever become a master by trying to become a master. All sages are only an expression of this emptiness, of this openness. Allow all your intentions, ambitions, aversions, desires. Allow this moment to dissolve all of them. Right now they are gone. But if you pick on a fruit from this false tree of knowledge called the mind, right now the separation will start to seem real again. This is the only game that is being played. You experience freedom every moment, right now. But you buy the story of bondage. You buy the story of me. Stop writing this story. Leave the chapter midway. Leave the page empty. There is no but after I am awareness. You are the one solitary witness of all that is. No ifs, no buts, nothing at all. The I that can be picked up is not the real I. आ गई क्या? बच्चे आ गए? Okay, I need to find my kids for a minute. Let me just make a few phone calls. Yes, yes, all is well. I spoke to them. So there's a question. Each day we wake up and have to perform in this life. How can we remain quiet and silent when all around is engaging with me to play the game and the story? How to stop? Just stop it. How can you stop being a mother or father, the roles we play on this stage? Just in conversation, we are already engaged. How to keep as the witness? Just some thoughts only. This is very good. So we can look at this deeply. And when you look deeply, you will find that the roles are being performed just as the role is being performed right now. Sitting on this chair, these words are just emerging and they are being watched. So consciousness does not have a problem with any role. Everything can flow. Mother, father, there is no trouble in the play of this life. The only seeming trouble seems to be that belief in the wrong identity, the measly ego, that which can be attacked, that which needs to be defended, that which has desires and aversions, likes and dislikes, which is constantly resisting life through the question, what's in it for me? Through the filter in every experience, in every event, what's in it for me? When it cannot even truly introduce itself. When we ask, who are you? It's like a deer in the headlights. At best points to the body and says, this is what I am. And then you say, okay, so does the body want freedom? Does the body want money in the bank? Who is that one? And that one we cannot find. It was just a belief. So the play of life has been going on its own. The play of this realm has been going on its own. And as part of the play, consciousness has believed itself to be this non-existent, non-entity called the ego, the person. And now as part of the play, it is ridding itself of this delusion. And with that ridding itself of the delusion, in everybody's play, it will play out differently. For some, like in the case here, the role of parent, the role of husband, the role of business, all that seems to continue. For some, the play will happen as if they are isolated from the world in a cave. For some, it might be the play of being in an ashram. There is no predicting this play. But no matter what the play is, consciousness is the light and the screen on which the play, the movie is being projected and perceived. So then when a question like this comes, we say, we have to wake up and perform. Use the inquiry in this case and say, who is this? Who wakes up? What wakes up actually? And if you look deeply at this question, it itself will reveal the play of this universe. Find out the one who wakes up. What is that? There's a beautiful encounter with Papaji, my master's master, where he asked someone the same question. What wakes up? What wakes up? And the response comes from the other side that it is I. I wakes up. That is the answer. It might not be advaitically accurate, but it's okay. I wakes up. So then Papaji says, don't touch that I that wakes up. If you don't touch the I that wakes up, then what remains? This, this is very important. To see that to which no state applies, that which did not go to sleep, that which did not wake up, for an instant, not touching this I that wakes up, what is it that remains? What was here prior to waking up? What was here after going to sleep? Don't visualize. Just for an instant, don't touch the I. Don't touch the I that wakes up. That which remains is that the authentic self, the I, the true I. Find out. And as you discover yourself, you will find that all of this play of the world and responsibilities and rules is a beautiful game for the enjoyment of consciousness. This Leela is being played. Then this becomes the Krishna Leela, and you are the Krishna. Krishna consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever term you like to use. If there is a God, it is you. Many of you are ripe enough to hear these words. There is no God outside of you. There is no God separate from you. And ultimately, you can even say that even God is my play. How to come to this discovery? Just this simple question: who am I? Find the I. Find the I. Don't distract yourself from anything. Don't distract yourself with anything. Find the I. The world will be fine. The world will be what it is. For some time, your only job, your only function is to find the I. Who are you? Even if energy is moving, some energetic experiences are happening. Find out if the witness of that is changing, is moving. Can it be that this simple question, who am I, can reveal the mysteries of this universe, can reveal to you the substance with which this universe is made, can reveal to you all this play of waking, dream, sleep and turiya. Go to your deepest depths. Don't settle for anything on the surface. What is on the surface? This apparent universe moving about. Go deeper than that. Where do you come? You come to this body. So the sensations of this body go deeper than those. Where do you come to? You'll find this realm where there are these energy constructs called thoughts and emotions. For a moment, let's bundle all of that with one label called the mind. And go deeper than that. What is deeper than that? You come to the experience of your own presence, your own existence, the sense that I am. This consciousness, this being, is not suffering, is not separate, is not an individual. Being is just being, shining with its own light. And notice that in all of these levels, we didn't come across something called a person. There never was a person here and never will be. That is the end of all suffering, the end of all concepts which are ultimately false. Anything that we say after I am is just a story. Experience yourself, taste yourself as this beingness itself. Can you stop being? Allow your mind, attention, everything to dissolve in this, to drown in this. Stay with what I'm pointing. Don't go here and there. Allow everything that is appearing to dissolve within your being. Can we go even deeper than this? What witnesses even this presence, this beingness, this source of this universe is also witnessed by what? By who? Just look. Don't conclude anything. Just look. Who witnesses your existence? Is it not you? Who else is here besides you to witness your existence? Is the fact of your existence a second-hand report? Is it a news report? Is it a social media report? Or is it your direct experience right now? This witness, is it empty or full? Is it bound or free? Is there anything that we can truly say about this one? You are that. And you are that, and I am that, is a pointer for who? Their own being, to come to the recognition of itself. For your sense of existence, consciousness to recognize its own source, which is undeniable. If you follow these words, you cannot miss the truth. But if you're trying to follow two voices at the same time, then you can seem to prolong your journey. The voice which you hear in Satsang, and the voice which is the voice of your mind, also telling you at the same time what to do. Also sitting and making a list saying, yes, yes, this is good, this is not so good, this I agree with, this I don't. Yes, yes, this is it. No, no, this I don't see. Throw away this one. It's only rubbish. Then you will find that the truth is so pristinely simple and obvious. And you find that you only suffer your ideas. You only ever suffer your ideas. You are not suffering the world. No matter who is elected president, you truly are not suffering the world. You're suffering your ideas of what the world should be. Presuming that this tiny mind knows better than the supreme intelligence itself, which is the one doer and one experiencer. What really happens when the rubber hits the road? Does all our Advaita go out the window? All our openness, acceptance, love, non-separation. Many times it can happen like that. That is the play of this life. And as long as these buttons can be pressed, in your projection of this world, they will be pressed. There is no getting around that. That which is not transcended will keep showing up over and over again. Like the game we played in the retreat, where I asked everyone to pick between the three choices. I am awareness, but fill in the blank. I am consciousness, but fill in the blank. Or I don't see how I am either of these because fill in the blank. And many of you saw clearly that whatever was after the but was just a silly lie, was just an idea. What are these conditions that we can't draw? Just look for the conditions that you refuse to draw, and you will find the causes of all of your seeming suffering. Because events are just events. What is happening is just happening. Based on conditioning, some can celebrate that same event and some can mourn the same event. What is the true position? The true position is that I, as awareness, am untouched by this play. And yet, the play can be watched with a sense of wonder, with a sense of joy. Joy even in the tears. Joy even in the momentary grief. Some movies are comedies and some are tragedies. But we watch them for our joy. So the dropping of our conditions are the dropping of these limbs from this thousand-handed monster called the mind. What is a tendency, a condition? It's just a believed idea. And right now you can be free of all of them. You realize the immensity of this. I wonder if how many of you do. This moment, when it comes, it dissolves all of our conditioning. Yet there's a quick access way to get all of it back. You see, this moment now, you are free from all of your conditioning. You cannot even tell me your name, your life, your story. This moment, now, 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 now. You realize how immense that is? There is no bondage here now. But the way to quick access, as Guruji says, to log in is just to believe your next thought, just to give meaning to the meaningless, relevance to the irrelevant. And what do you get? Not just this one thought with one aspect of the conditioning, you get the entire tree of conditioning back. You pull at a branch, you pull at a leaf, and it seems like the whole person is back here with 1,000 hands, with maces in each hand ready to hit yourself. But now, again, over, over. And now again, you pick up. Now again, over. So it is this picking up which is being dropped. Some of you are new today is the open satsang, and you might not have heard this conveyor belt example. So in some cities in the world, there is this restaurant called Yo Sushi. I wonder if it's there in your city. So there's a restaurant called Yo Sushi, and it's beautiful because you just sit at your table, and there's a conveyor belt that comes, and whatever you like, you pick up. Nobody is forcing you to pick up. You already know that what you're going to have to pay depending on the color of the plate. Now the mind is like this. This conveyor belt is offering you all of these various dishes to pick up. The various ways to play as a person are being offered to you. Now if you pick up something, you have to pay. How do you pay? With your suffering. So if you do pick up something, you have to pay with your suffering. Right now, that is all that is happening. This conveyor belt is moving in front of you. One thought, next thought, one thought, next thought. Guruji used to say the juicy morsel will come. And you get attracted to pick it up, thinking that it will give me something good. It will be tasty. And maybe for a few moments it does feel like that. But because it is not real, because it is premised on the wrong presumption of separation, it does not give us anything which is truly joyful, truly peaceful. Just like pastries or cake for a diabetic. For the moment it might feel like, oh, this is tasting so good and you're enjoying yourself, but you know that suffering is coming. So how to be free? Now the beautiful thing about this restaurant or this play, this Leela, is that every moment your bill is becoming zero. All that happened in the past is forgotten. All the waiters here are enlightened. They only live in the moment. You see. So your current bill right now is zero. Now, what is the choice you are going to make? Are you going to pick up the next tray from the mind? Which could even be, oh, but who's there to make this choice? Allow this also to come and go. Allow everything to just come and go. Let the conveyor belt move on its own. That which we have loved in the past, that which we have played with the most in the past, that will still seem attractive to you. Remain open. Allow it to go. That's all. It is this simple because you are free now. And the only way to pretend is to buy what the mind is selling. you remain free from these calories of conditioning. Go on this no concept diet. Then you will come to a point that you find that you're not even noticing the dishes which are being placed in the conveyor belt. Only sometimes. And don't pick up that dish which tells you to check on your progress, or which is reporting that you have fallen from grace, or saying that you're making great progress. Forget about it. Remain free from all these concepts. And you will struggle to suffer. Guilt and pride, remorse and regret, all of these will seem like alien inventions. And the emptiness of what you truly are. So now today you had two stories which are actually saying the same thing. One is the story of this great forest called this manifest universe, in which there is only you, and within you there is this thousand-handed monster. All its ideas, all its concepts, hurting itself. For this monster to dissolve, the sage asked one question: who are you? And those who can look at this question without getting distracted by the mind will no longer suffer from the afflictions of these thousand hands, all the tendencies. And the second story is you coming to this restaurant with this conveyor belt, and each dish is a concept. Notice that this is how your mind functions, one concept at a time, sometimes very fast, but still one at a time. All that you have to do is not pick up the next plate. That's your only function, to remain on this no concept diet, to remain free from conditioning. And when you do pick up, forget about it. Don't pick up the next one. Don't pick up the next course, which is guilt. Don't pick up the next course, which is unworthiness. If you pick up the starter, then the mind will offer you the dessert of guilt. Let that go at least. If you pick up an angry thought, the mind will offer you the dessert of resentment. Let that go at least. Just now you are free. But you are not special. Nobody is. Pick up no calories. Okay, let's have a song. Sing what you practiced. Find the words or something else. Everyone here is out of it. So maybe someone in the hangout. You can come, Amba, Devika. Yeah? No? They're waiting for someone to start. The mic is not connected. Listen.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Krishna's button. Murali Manohara Gopala Ananda Nandana Gopala. Murali Manohara Gopala Ananda Nandana Gopala. मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला. मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला. नंद सुनंदना गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला. मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला Ananda Nandana Gopala He Mayadhishvara Gopala He Vaikunteshvara Gopala He Mayadhishvara Gopala He Vaikunteshvara Gopala Gopi Janaranjana Gopala Ananda Nandana Gopala Murali Manohara Gopala Ananda Nandana Gopala Murali Manohara Gopala Ananda Nandana Gopala
Krishna Govinda Govinda 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 Gopala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandlala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandlala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
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 Jaya Murali Manohar Nandlala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandlala
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
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 Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala.
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala.
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala.
Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Moji Ji ki Jai.
Jai.